G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Dowling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, it looks like the ABC, its chairperson Buttrose and managing director David Anderson have been checkmated by the sacked journalist Antoinette Lattouf. She's filed a second claim in the federal court on top of an original claim in the Fair Work Commission. And the reason I'm saying it looks like they've been checkmated because I have no doubt the reason that she's filed the second claim in the federal court is because she's hunting for emails between the chairperson Buttrose, managing director David Anderson, and a group called the Lawyers for Israel, a lobbying group who lobbied for her to be sacked, Antoinette Lattouf, to be sacked for sharing a Human Rights Watch Instagram post which spoke about using starvation as a weapon. And the ABC itself reported on that Human Rights Watch article. So the ABC's reported on it, but then they've sacked Antoinette Lattouf for sharing it on social media. Ridiculous. Now back to Antoinette Lattouf checkmating the ABC, Buttrose and David Anderson. Well, you only have to look to the recent settlement with Kerry Stokes, who's paid for Ben Roberts-Smith's defamation case against Channel 9 or 9 Entertainment Papers. He refused to pay. He was ducking and weaving. He funded the defamation case, but he was trying to argue he wasn't liable. 9 Entertainment, their papers, they subpoenaed emails between Kerry Stokes and senior management and also the lawyers acting for Ben Roberts-Smith. And they challenged it. They refused to hand them over. And they lost. But then they appealed it and they lost the appeal. And as soon as they lost the appeal, bang, yep, we'll pay the cost. We'll pay them on an indemnity basis. He didn't want to hand over the emails because they would have been very incriminating, obviously. And I think there would have been a lot worse than just incriminating him as far as paying the costs. I reckon he would have been involved in the attempted cover-up, which would be criminal offences. And that's exactly what's going to happen here, I have no doubt. Now, Antoinette Lattouf, her lawyers, they tried in the Fair Work Commission to get the emails between David Anderson, Buttrose and Lawyers for Israel group, and also probably emails in relation to her termination, and they refused to hand them over. The ABC and the Fair Work Commission said, yeah, okay, they don't have to hand them over. Well, a week later, they filed a claim in the Federal Court of Australia, a separate claim. The one in the Fair Work Commission is predominantly about obviously being sacked, unfair dismissal or whatever, but the one in the Federal Court is a breach of the employment agreement. So, but by going to the Federal Court of Australia, that's going to give them a second chop of trying to get those emails. And if they can file a subpoena to get those emails, I think the ABC will crumble real fast and they'll offer Antoinette Lattouf a huge payout. I'm hoping she won't accept it. I want to see the emails. I think that'd be very incriminating and quite possibly incriminating for other board directors as well. So they'd have a huge incentive to offer her a huge payout. It would be understandable if she did accept it because obviously she's probably a mum, husband, that under pressure. Taking the stand she has taken means that she's going to find it hard to get another job as a journalist. A lot of the old media companies, at least, would be inclined not to employ her because they want yes people to be journalists, people who push out their propaganda. She doesn't seem to be that sort of person. She'll obviously be able to get a job somewhere, but with old media companies, which it looks like she's worked for a fair bit, she'll probably have limited opportunities there. So it would be understandable if she did settle, but I'd love to see her take a stand and say, no, let's hand over the emails, let's have a look at them. Well, that'll all play out over the next few weeks, maybe even a few months. And I thought I'd do a video on it because the average person would look at it and say, well, why is she filing the second claim? The second claim is, I have no doubt, is to try and get hold of those emails. If the Fair Work Commission had directed the ABC to hand over the emails, well, I think they would have settled then and there before they had to hand over the emails. But they had a win. They didn't have to hand over the emails. I think the Fair Work Commission is probably full of Liberal Party crooks and cronies. Without a doubt, they would be. They've been in power for 9-10 years. They would have been stacking that like they stacked the Administrative Appeals Tribunal and the courts. So Antoinette Lattouf was probably never going to get a fair go in the Fair Work Commission. And so they filed their claim in the Federal Court of Australia. They've also requested that the Fair Work Commission claim be transferred to the Federal Court of Australia, and they hear both at the same time, which makes sense. And that's probably part of the tactical manoeuvre to get away from the Fair Work Commission. But it's to get those emails. Once they get those emails, bang, the ABC is gone without a doubt. And Ida Buttrose, well, she finishes up in March anyhow, but David Anderson, his job could be on the line, which would be a huge incentive for the ABC or him to direct the ABC to offer Antoinette Lattouf a huge payout. And I'll keep on following up on the story. And Kangaroo Court of Australia is independent media. I publish a website and a YouTube channel, and I'm 100% crowdfunded from viewers like yourself. And I currently have 404 supporters donating $2,397 a month. And I need to get up to about $4,000 before I can become financially viable. So if you could support that, that'd be great. You can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, whatever suits your budget. And the link for the Patreon account will be below this video on YouTube and also on my website. And please share this video on social media. On that, thank you for your time and have a good day.